Like, you understand how important it is. You know, I watch a lot of stuff on Deion Sanders, and he's so motivating on
A complete and total failure of leadership from the federal government.
If anyone asks how it's going in the black community, you tell them we're rising. And welcome back to the Brian Clay Chronicles. I have the pleasure of interviewing my sister. Love her. Just a fantastic person. Judge Valerie Smith. How you doing, dear?
It's wonderful to see you.
It's always a pleasure. My mother thinks you walk on water.
Your mother is a wonderful and beautiful woman.
Thank you. Let's jump into this real quick. I had the pleasure of being on your very first campaign.
Yes.
We worked together and you came on the Brian Clay Chronicles. What's been going on in your court? And explain what your court's about.
Well, I am the judge in Circuit Court Division 3. Mm-hmm. Circuit Court, here in Shelby County, there are 9 divisions of Circuit Court. And we handle domestic cases, also civil cases over $25,000. We also handle appeals from general sessions. We handle some appeals from juvenile court. So we have all manner of things that are civil in nature. So that's what we handle in Circuit Court. Without
going into detail, there was a tragedy that happened with Pastor Atura Williams-Eason. I happened to be at the press conference today where I met the family.
Yes.
As a judge and as just Judge Valerie Smith, the person, how do we combat crime and how do you do it specifically with the influence you have as a judge?
Well, I don't hear criminal cases.
Right.
However, trying to fight crime is something that's every citizen of Shelby County's responsibility. I think through education, is certainly the first thing we can do. Education, trying to be a good role model, mentorship, all of those things are something that I as a citizen try to do, try to volunteer with the youth in this community. My husband and I volunteer as much as we can. And that, as a citizen, is what we try to do. As judges, we're not allowed to get into partisan elections.
Of course.
But I think that it's just important for every citizen in Shelby County to try to do their part and mentor and try to set a good example and try to help educate every child and young person in this community so that they don't turn to a life of crime.
One of the things that I applaud you on is your activism in the community. You're a part of Willow.
I am.
Which is a up-and-coming women's group headed by Lexi Carter.
Yes.
So with those different experiences that you have with various civic organizations, how do you apply those experiences on the bench every day in what you do?
Well, it all, I think, goes back to, when I applied for the appointment before I was elected in 2016, there was a lot of talk about your community service and how that had any impact and what kind of judge that might make you. It simply opens your eyes to who you're dealing with in a community and also gives you the gift of perspective.
Right.
So that you're able to see different folks from different walks of life and know many people and understand different things that come up in different people's lives so that you have some perspective, because everybody doesn't live Valerie Smith's life. Everybody doesn't live Brian Clay's life. So it's important to have, I think, a great circle so that you can see different types of things and just have a greater awareness.
Look into that camera and tell Memphis why we are, not should, why we are going to re-elect Valerie Smith back to the bench.
Well, I am gratefully unopposed in this election, and I want to continue to serve Shelby County with humility, respect, and dedication that I have for the past 6 years. And with that, I humbly ask for your vote to return me to the bench for another 8 years.
Greater Memphis Media is taking the liberty to endorse Valerie Smith for judge. And you
Thank
will
you.
come back on the Brian Clay Chronicles.
Thank you. Of course I will.
Good.
Absolutely
This
love
has
to.
been Valerie Smith, Judge. What court again?
Circuit Court, Division 3.
Division 3, and we have Mark Ward coming up right after that. There's first, Lois Lambert, then Mark Ward right after this. Pop out.